way through quickly, but great to have you here joining me today for 10 Minutes with Calm. I'm Pastor Chuck Blair of Church Live. And today, what we're looking at is the idea of mean, no more mean. And there's a consistent rhythm in Christianity, consistent rhythm in a lot of wonderful new church theology as well that dovetails with these older messages of the Christian faith, which is this again, this trying to come central to kindness, like that the goodwill and kindness are so core to the spiritual life. And we can get lost into a view, and I've seen this many times, and we don't just do it in religious circles, we do many circles of our life where instead of coming from the heart and then going outward into truth but keeping the heart really at the core, outward into a truth that can really be helpful. And again, it means that people have to be accountable, it means all kinds of things, but it's coming from a loving place. Instead of doing that, we just come from the pure truth part with no heart in it, and that just doesn't work. I've been blessed with a lot of great teachers over the years, and there was one teacher in particular who I worked with, actually worked for me for a while when I was an administrator. He would consistently give kids, we measured everything. And he would give kids the most intentions, the most demerits, the most this, the most that, the most everything by far. And yet he also was rated as the most effective, loving employee I had, instructor I had, teacher I had, admin I had, whatever word you want to put on it. And it was just really interesting. This person could hit for the cycle. And it really was a miracle to watch how he worked, to watch how he went about doing things. And because he just had it down, just had it down. And it was something else to see him consistently do that, and see the kids consistently respond, because he could do all the accountability stuff, but he had a heart, and the kids knew he had a heart. And because he had that heart, and he knew that he was definitely on their side, he was there to help them. It gave him a lot of leeway in terms of his job, and a lot of effectiveness too. By the way, you're gonna hear a little construction here right outside my window. So what I want to do is I want to read you this piece. This is from a piece of Christian New Church theology, and this is super critical. It gets repeated many, many times. I mean, New Church theology. Read through the commentaries by Manuel Swedenborg. He's constantly coming back to these older Christian messages, and this is one of them. What is more, religious truth has no life whatever if we are not living a life of love for our neighbor. All religious truth flows from our love for others and dwells in our love for others. When it dwells in that love, it flows from that love, it has life. In love for our fellow humans, there is life, but never in truth without that love. That is that's stark. And I think this gets said again and again because we forget. We forget that if we're not coming from a loving heart, if a truth has no love, it's no longer truth. Like, just think about that. And it means you can be mean and right, but if you're trying to be mean and right, you're no longer right. It's that simple. So, folks, like, the takeaways here are so many, and I would just urge all of us to really come from that place as best we can, because it's so easy to get sort of detoured down paths. We're like, well, we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna, and make up arguments in our head about, we're finally going to make a stand to this person. We're finally going to show them, and finally going to put them in their place, and finally going to do that. I do that all the time, and it's not coming from a place. It's coming from a truth place. It's coming from this belief that I'm right, that they're wrong, that I actually am the one who understands life. They're the ones who do not understand life, and that somehow the world is better served by me kind of putting them in their place. That's a really dangerous line of thinking, especially because we can slap a religious patina on it in a hot second, and make it sound like this is what God is calling us to. It's not what God's calling us to. God's calling us to figure out ways to love better and better. And in learning how to love better and better, it means that we'll come from a deeper and deeper love. And of course, it's needs said all the time. Of course, that doesn't mean that we swallow our whistle and never say hard things. It means, of course, we're going to say hard things. Maybe we may even say more hard things to people, but it will all be from love. And if people know that you're coming from love, they can really hear that stuff. And if you're not coming from love, they're going to have zero interest. And ready for this? They shouldn't, because that's not a good motive. Truth in itself is not a good motivation. Truth that really comes out of love, that is a good motivation. So, friends, what we're going to do now is I'm just going to give you a takeaway and then we'll shift gears. So, just think about that. Think about that coming from love. Remember, again, I'll read that passage. It's so striking me, by the way. All religious truth flows from our love for others. It dwells in our love for others. So just it's both it's a great line. Like it's both religious truth is flowing from love, and then what's the recipient? The recipient is in love. So it's both this pitcher and this catcher, which I love. Try to live that a little bit today, and because we have a construction going on right here, I think it'd be a little distracting to do a little meditation as we close. So actually, I'm going to do a prayer blessing, and then we'll hop on the social media. We're going to skip the meditation because you don't want meditation to the stuff moving around out there. So with that, friends, let's do a little prayer here. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's get a little cheery hello to folks here who are joining us. Okie dokie, hop onto this. Okay, no more comments there. All right, Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Wayne, great to have you joining us. Thank you for coming on board. Sherry, good morning to you, my friend. Uh, Linda, good morning to you. Marcus, I can't hear any construction noise. It's working pretty well. It must be because it's like banging right on the other side. Literally, my office window. I can sit and touch it, and they're redoing it redoing the sash of it right now. So that's good. Good to hear. All right, hop on over to the other page. Okay, no comments over there. All right, friends. Well, wishing you folks all the best. And again, a lot of folks in the archive comments, many people throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. It's always good to hear from you. Always great to shoot a little comment out there and hear what you're thinking about. Because the beautiful part of spirituality, it's a great conversation, and it's a conversation that just keeps on going. So that, dear friends, we're going to close with just a note on your wonderful support of New Church Live, which we deeply appreciate. And we will see you tomorrow, and this ends. Like our content, it's funded by viewers like you. Please consider becoming a sustaining supporter of New Church Live today. All right, dear friends, take care and God bless.